What's up, guys? Back with another video. So we got the patch notes for this update for the Daredevil. All right, so we're getting 3 tier 4s: Daredevil, Kingpin, and Punisher, and they're all getting new uniforms, and White Tiger also. And we're getting a new team up collection, the Defenders. So really good. All right, so we're getting 4 new uniforms. They're getting 40% off. Now, if you want to wait until next month when the anniversary hits, they'll be 50% off. So if you're still trying to hold on to crystals, you got to next month, and then the anniversary will hit, and then they'll be a little bit cheaper. But we're gonna get into the patch notes. So Daredevil, he keeps his stubble. Heard a lot of people on the live streams or whatever. He should keep his stubble, so he got the stubble. So he's still a speed superhero. All right, his abilities are still heightened sense. They do have the Defender's tag. All right, and then he has leadership. Okay, the uniform effect has dodge rate increase, 30% damage reduction, and he has a 30% heal on a 9-second cooldown, and that's on his uniform. So he does have a heal. His tier 2 passive, he still has guaranteed dodge and skill damage bonus damage. His 4-star passive, he has ignore dodge and immunity to blind effect. The first skill just has stun. Second has snare and removes active buffs for 2 seconds. And incapacitation removes active buff from target for 3 seconds on a 9-second cooldown. The third skill, he still keeps the counterattack outframe ignore. He has fracture and paralysis. 50% chance to penetrate, removes all debuffs, super armor all defense, and damage immunity, and an 80% damage proc. The fourth skill has incapacitation and all defense down, invincible, and a 60-35 frenzy buff. And the fifth skill has stun, fracture, incapacitation, and another frenzy buff. But in all, I think he's still going to be PvP. So he could I'll probably say Otherworld Battle and Alliance Conquest, and maybe Timeline if certain metas are not in the game, that are banned. But other than that, he's still kind of a PvP meta in those other 2 categories. All right, we have Kingpin, which stays combat supervillain, and his abilities are still strong and command. His uniform effect, he gets increased chain hit damage by 20%, and he has a 100% chance to increase crit damage by 45% on critical attacks. All right, his leadership still applies to supervillains. And instead of a 40% increase of physical attack, they bumped it up by 15% to a 55% of physical attack, and still has the 30% increase of HP. His tier 2 passive, he gets a guaranteed crit rate and skill damage bonus damage. His 4-star passive, he gets a crit damage increase and ignore dodge. All right, the first skill has fracture. The second skill is a V-pad with burn. The third has stun, a 30% heal, and a 50-50 frenzy buff. And the fourth skill has paralysis, 50% chance to penetrate. He has an increase of all attack and defense by 50%. Oh, he has a frenzy buff. Okay, he has the frenzy buff. Damage immunity. And then the fifth has snare with invincible and a 100% damage proc. So he may, for ABX and ABL, he does have with the snare and fracture. He does not have lightning, but he has snare and fracture for ABL. And then he has burn and paralysis for ABX. He does not have, what was it? I can't even think of the other one. But yeah, he has 2 out of the 3 for ABX and ABL. So if you still have Hulk build for PvP, then, and you didn't build Winter Soldier, then there you go. Kingpin will probably be your guy. All right, Punisher stays a combat and he's a superhero. All right, and his abilities are still leadership and weapon master. All right, the uniform effect, he gets super armor all defense, but it's at 20%, which is kind of low. He has increased basic damage dealt to supervillains by 50%, which is good. And he has a 40% chance to increase crit damage by 80% on critical attacks. All right. His leadership, still the same, applies to all allies, just a 30% increase of all attack. The tier 2 passive, crit damage increase, ignore dodge, and 30% pierce damage reduction. So that's something new. So I'll probably take it PvP also. Otherworld Battle or Alliance Conquest. 4-star passive, he gets a 40% heal, which is very nice. Skill damage, bonus damage, and he does have a 30% damage reduction also. The first skill, bleed and stun. Second, burn. The third skill, incapacitation and paralysis, with another 25% heal. So that's really good. He's got a bunch of heal. So PvP. Damage immunity. The fourth skill, he has iframe ignore, burn, stun, incapacitation, another 25% heal, 60% chance to penetrate, and a frenzy buff. And the fifth, he has burn and a 10 times barrier and a 50-50 frenzy buff also. So yeah, another PvP threat. All right, so I don't have to change my CTP out. Nice. All right, so White Tiger is getting a uniform. So instead of the girl, she turned into her. They changed it into the uncle. All right, so another combat female gets another shaft. All right, so anyway, stays a combat superhero. The only ability he has is agility, which kind of sucks. But the uniform effect gives White Tiger a 40% increase of HP, increased chain hit damage by 10%, which is low, super armor all defense by 30%. The tier 2 passive gets crit damage increase, guaranteed crit rate, and skill damage bonus damage. And the 4-star passive gets 30% increase of physical attack, ignore dodge, and 30% damage reduction. All right, the first skill has fracture. Second skill has paralysis and incapacitation. Third skill has stun, 6 times barrier, a 40% increase of all attack. And the fourth skill has fear, silence, 30% heal, a frenzy buff, and damage immunity. And then the fifth skill has stun, invincible, and a 100% damage proc. So White Tiger, the female, does not have any buffs, any passives, nothing. But you get the uniform, make it a little bit more usable. So, but there you go. All right, Daredevil, Kingpin, and Punisher's tier 4. Daredevil's is dodges 30 hits, including attacks with ignore dodge, and increases damage dealt by 80% for 7 seconds when dodging. So when he's dodging, he can increase his damage. And then you have an extra increased chain hit damage by 30%. So that's going to be useful for PvP. So if you want to make Daredevil useful, he's probably going to have his tier 4. All right, Kingpin, he has a physical attack increase by 40% every 1 second, up to 160% for 10 seconds. So he's going to hit a whole lot harder if you get into tier 4. Okay, and Punisher, he has the increased basic damage dealt to target with higher max HP than the character by 70%. It's kind of like Bullseye's. And decreased damage taken from targets with lower HP by 35% for 7 seconds. So those are the tier 4s. All right, White Tiger and Misty Knight are the new potential transcendent characters. So, Misty Knight is getting a transcendence, and you know the deal with Misty Knight. You use her leadership for Luna for ABX and ABL days, because for some reason she has cold damage. I never got that, but they're getting the transcendence, so that's 2 more characters down that were just stuck at tier 2. The new Defenders collection, as you can see. So we are getting a new Defenders collection. All right, and the characters that are in the Defenders, if you ever read the comics or anything like that, you got Hulk, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Silver Surfer, Daredevil, Valkyrie, Jessica Jones, Doctor Strange, Namor, and Misty Knight. So let's see. Hulk is in the Avengers. Got Doctor Strange is with his Midnight Suns. Valkyrie, this is going to be her first time in a team-up collection. You got Silver Surfer, which is in the symbiotes. And now you have Namor, which I've actually seen Namor in the Defenders comics. So he's actually getting a collection, which is very, very good because Namor kind of sucks. So, pretty decent. All right. And then we'll get new artifacts, which Daredevil just increases all basic attack by 25%. They should have just gave him like the Spider-Man treatment, the all dodge. What Spider-Man characters and then Black Widow. Yeah, so they should have just done that, but it is what it is. White Tiger, she gets the 20% chance to dodge all attacks, which that should have been the other way around. She should have got the all attack buff, and then Daredevil should have got the dodge. Misty Knight, instead of applying to allies, it applies to self. Doesn't make any sense, but it increases her cold damage by 30% of cold resist and increases basic damage dealt to supervillain faction by 15%. So they knew what they were doing with this one. They should have just said to all allies. That way could have made Luna Snow a little bit stronger, even though she's still meta for ABX, ABL, but all right, and then we're getting a new Future Pass with the icons, which look pretty cool. You got Punisher, Daredevil, and then probably from Otherworld Battle, you'll probably get the DD emblem, and then Kingpin will probably be in the P-Card, CTP, all that event quest. So those are pretty cool. All right, new uniform collection, and Kingpin looks like a giant. But you get 300 Chaos Norn Stones in that collection. All right, they still have the new update, hot deals, and new products, which the only things in here are probably the CTP unequipped. Everything else is still good. Ooh, they got a collection token pack. Okay. All right. Let's see. Got 7 types of tokens for the Midnight Suns to Defenders thing. Okay. So the Defenders are going to be in that token pack selector. All right. And then you got 8 web shop exclusive products will be added. So just go to the web shop. We have other improvements and changes. The GBR has new features. All right, so you can do the set dealer feature. Has been added to save giant boss raid teams and select character screens. So if you have your teams already set, just go to set dealer and go, instead of having to switch out from your lead to your DPS. Keep your lead in the same spot, but just hit set dealer to your main damage dealer. So that's really good. Shave off a couple seconds. Feature to leave the battle has been added to the menu. So, in which I don't understand why you would leave the battle in GBR, but it's in there. Okay. Then a menu where events are categorized has been added on the right side of the main screen. And it will be into battles, missions, others, and shops. The conquest battle stage banner will be added to the battles category. So as you can see, they are upgrading the AI. So if you don't want to hit all, just go, one step over to see which one you want to do. World event is changing. Instead of doing 2, we're going to do 4. So that does help out the agent level if you haven't done world event. All right. The difficulty of some weekly and daily mission otherworld battles has been adjusted. All right. So before the dailies, you had to win otherworld battle 3 times. Win an otherworld battle with 3 or more surviving characters 1 time, and then have win with all characters at 50% HP or higher 1 time. So after the update, it'll be win otherworld battles 2 times, and win another world battle with 2 or more characters 1 time, and then win with all characters at 30% HP or higher 1 time. All right, and then the weekly challenges: win otherworld battle 15 times, win otherworld battle with 4 or more characters 5 times, win an otherworld battle with all characters at 50% or higher 5 times. So it will be, after the update, 10 times. You got to win otherworld battle 10 times, win an otherworld battle with 2 or more characters 5 times, and then win with otherworld battle with characters at 30% or higher 5 times. So it makes it a little bit more easier for players that don't have their characters kind of built to the max. So that's fine. The team up collection symbiotes will be added to Alliance Battle, ABX and ABL. So there you go. Some game error fixes. Some heroes stopping after transformation during battle and otherworld battle has been fixed, aka Magic. She was bugged in otherworld battle. Once she transformed, she just stood there. So that will be fixed. Let's see. Some text not displaying the 5th active skill of Misty Knight has been fixed, which I don't see anybody using Misty Knight unless you're using her for a switch play with Luna for speed ABL day where you need shock. Let's see. The stun motion not applying to Mysterio's summer uniform has been fixed. This is all after the patch. The cooldown time of the second active skill resetting when using the first active skill after meeting certain conditions with Luna, Lifestyle Series 1, has been fixed. Let's see. The remove all debuff effect from Deadpool leader skill applying to all team members instead of self has been fixed. Some patterns of Corvus and Proxima targeting summon creatures instead of the hero being controlled has been fixed. And the leaders energy attack increase rate of leader team effect. New intelligentsia has been misplayed as has been fixed. So before it was 5.04%, then after the update it will be 5.35%. All right, that's it for the patch notes. So Otherworld Battle is getting a little change in it. World event, we're getting 4 instead of 2 now. GBR, just setting your dealer. Other than that though, looks like a lot of PvP meta. So in other words, and then we're getting 2 new transcendent characters, so that's fine. But yeah, the defenders getting that team up collection, which is very nice. So everybody's double dipping into 2 team up collections. Make the characters way more stronger. They may not get the pierce, but they will be getting the additional effects once you get it maxed out. Alright, so guys, y'all let me know what y'all guys think of the patch notes. Which uniforms you may think about getting. And let me know what y'all guys think. Smash that like button and subscribe. Hit me in the comment box down below. And we'll see you after the update.